Hey, hey. You made it to yet another episode of Real Talk Real Estate. And we are so glad you're here. That's right. It's going to be a good one today. It's Feel Good Friday.
It's always Feel Good Friday.
Feeling good. Well, only on Friday is it?
Oh, that's
Feel
true.
Good Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is exclusively for
Tomato,
Fridays.
tomato. Okay, whatevs.
Doesn't mean you can't feel good on other days, but
Yep,
you know,
you're right.
it is Feel Good Friday.
Motivation Monday,
today.
Tips Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah.
That's a good week.
Sunday Fun Day. I don't know what's Saturday.
Taco Tuesday.
Oh, Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
What's Saturday?
Oh, yeah.
What's Saturday?
Sabado.
Sabado. I keep thinking the
Sabado?
same thing. I was like, Saturday, yeah.
Saturday? All right. We
I
got to
don't-
think of one for Saturday because Saturday's got to be a fun one too.
Yeah.
We got one for every other day of the week. So
Saturday
why not?
doesn't
Why not?
suck.
Saturday doesn't suck. No. It
I
depends.
know. My Sabado is watching my nephew play soccer, so it could be soccer Sabado
Soccer
or Sabado
Saturday. Yep. Just
Ooh,
depends.
Yeah.
Just
Or
depends.
football, depends on,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
what
football.
part of the world
it's
you're in.
football if you're in
Yeah,
England
that's true.
or if you're watching Ted Lasso. So,
Oh,
there, go to
I
it.
know,
How'd you
boom.
sneak
Oh,
that
right there,
in?
boom.
that was so good.
Yeah.
Look at that.
One of my favorite
like-
shows right now.
Yeah.
And my husband, aka Christopher Krecklow here, every time we watch it, he falls asleep. What's
Well,
up with that? It's
It doesn't
so
mean that I
stinking
don't
good.
like it because I do like it.
It's so
The
good.
problem is that I think when I really like something, or it could be when I'm tired and I watch it on the couch while we're late at night. So it could be maybe a combination of the two. I'm no scientist, but
So you need to be like an 8 a.m. Like 8 a.m.
I don't know.
It's too hard. We can't do that at 8 a.m.
The
know,
thing
I
is that I do truly like it. But I also love Star Wars, and put that on, dude, and it's a nap.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Oh.
nap.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know,
it's-
not
it's
always.
like that quiet time. Quiet
I
time on the
mean,
couch, like,
yeah.
boom, out.
But I really do zone out onto some Star Wars. I think it's just because it was, ingrained in my upbringing, and
Yeah. Did you catch up on the Mandalorian and all that other fun stuff?
I do love. Oh yeah,
Mando?
It's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. I mean, I'm really happy with the I like Mandalorian and the characters, and it's.
I can't get into that one. I watched Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan
I don't know
was
what's
great.
not to get into.
Yeah, I just
you
can't
really.
get into
I don't.
it.
I just
I-
don't think you've given it a chance.
I
I
haven't.
think I don't even know what she just said. It just sounded like
Yeah,
she
it
said
did.
something crazy, like
It doesn't make any
in
sense.
another language or something. Yeah.
Exactly, no doubt.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we got a great show today. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff under the sun, of course.
Yep.
Let's switch it up today. I'm going to start. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to start with
Ooh.
it's Brian Palillo.
Woo! Yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Oh,
Yeah, he's crushing game down in Denver right now.
Crushing
Crushing
it.
game. Yes.
It's been fun.
Yep.
Yep. And then we've got the lovely and talented Shannon Krecklow.
The magical. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Bonsoir.
Ah.
And don't forget, last
Oh,
but not least,
yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher
could you
Krecklow.
forget?
Yes.
Yeah. You can't. forget.
Otherwise known as Kush.
Who, if nothing else, has good taste in
Kush.
women.
If nothing else. Yeah. Well played, sir. Well
You
played.
like that? That's good.
Uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. Okay.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
What did you do to me this
Cash
week?
rules
What?
everything
Yeah.
around me.
Cream. Dollar bills, y'all. What
If-
is this?
If it wasn't copyright infringed, we would be playing
I
it
would
right
be
now.
playing it.
Without
yes.
a doubt. Yeah.
Yes.
So this
Ooh,
is the funny story.
dang.
I Shannon sent me this thing and was like, "Oh, look, we can get tickets." And I was like, "You have to get tickets." And she's like,
Oh.
"I'm already in the doghouse for Adele, and we won't go down that road."
You know, we can't.
But
She's not in the
WuTang coming.
doghouse. She's redeemed herself.
Oh, I've redeemed
Redeemed.
myself.
You want to see what redemption
no,
looks like?
No, we're
Probably
not talking
I
about
bet.
redemption. There's no
I-
redemption. It's not a
So-
redemption thing.
so
Go back
Shannon-
to
Oh,
sorry,
Brian.
sorry,
Go
WuTang.
back to Brian.
Shannon jumped on that, and no joke, she has like the VIP. The second that they see her log in, they're like, "Get her on the line! Get her in the line!"
She's
And
really
so-
good.
I'm
it's
really
because
good.
she was, she
Because
was
they
like,
locked me out for so long.
they
Yeah.
did.
They locked-
Somebody,
somebody at Access and Ticketmaster, they know when I'm in the queue. They know
Yeah.
when I'm in the queue, and they're calling each other and they're pinging each other, their bots and whatever, and they're like,
Yeah.
"She's in the queue, let her through."
She's
Let her
legit.
through.
Yeah.
But
Let her
for
through.
but for so long,
They had me locked out. You know
she
what?
couldn't get
you know
tickets.
what it was,
She would
though?
call people
Oh
with,
my gosh,
with,
it was so bad. I had to
without
call
Mac
Mike.
computers. She'd
I had to call
people,
Mike,
yeah.
Rhea's husband, and be like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, Whiskey Myers, get me tickets." And he's like, "You are killing me."
Yeah.
He's like, "I have
I'll
to
Venmo
work."
you.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll put a lock amount on your Venmo just so you have it at any given time. I swear I have money on my credit cards.
But
It was so dumb.
turn of events, whoever figured out that they should let her have access was really actually that was a smart move for your
Stupid.
company.
Stupid.
Yeah,
you
they're
deserve
making
a
money,
bonus,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Or
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Access person.
Yes.
Yesterday, I will tell you that I got an email because I'm like on all the lists or whatever, which is even worse because then I get all the pre-sales. I know all the codes. I know everything that's coming before it's coming. It's just dumb. But yesterday, we're sitting in an office. We had an appointment, and I was like, "Ooh, Chris, Wheel of Fortune Live is coming to Colorado Springs." And I was like, "What's that?" And
Can
he's
I
like,
interject though, real
Okay,
quick
what?
on that? Yes, that is kind of what happened. But before we decided that we were going to get tickets, she was asking me all these questions as if I knew. Like, well, do they have the wheel? Is Pat and Vanna there? Do you win money? Like, I'm just learning
You're
about
looking
this
at
as
it,
you
yeah.
are. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
What's it say?
How am I supposed to know?
It's a live chance to participate on Wheel of Fortune here in Colorado Springs at the Pikes Peak Center, and there's like prizes. You can win a trip to Hawaii, win a trip to Paris, $10,000 cash.
So out of all our questions, yes, you can win some money, not the same amount of money.
So I bought tickets.
Pat and Vanna are not there.
I'm gonna wear my flashy boots, and I don't know which pair yet. I'm gonna wear some flashy boots and do my hair all up and get everything all like looking fly so I can get picked to be on the stage. And then this Yahoo over here was like, "Well, I'm better at Wheel of Fortune than you are."
I mean,
I'm
it's the
like,
truth.
"Well,
I nail it. I have a
like,
I have
thanks
like
a lot. I
a
guess
Rain Man gift with it. I can
we'll
just
see. We'll see in
We'll
November.
serious.
see.
Yeah.
We might have to. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And
I won't be looking as sharp. However, I
Yeah.
think that there's more to it than that. Like there may be some fine print you need to read, like in there about how you can try
win.
out.
Yeah. Either way, we're going. So the moral of this story
We're
is
spinning the wheel, the replica wheel.
The moral of the story right now is Axis and Ticketmaster and Wheel of Fortune are some of my favorite things. Y'all are welcome.
Without a doubt.
They're my favorite things.
They are my favorite things.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
going to WuTang Clan in September.
Da-da-da-da-da.
As a team building outing,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
Trinity.
Yeah.
That's what we
We're
do.
gonna build.
We're gonna build some
We're gonna
teams.
build some stuff.
Yeah. Definitely built some.
I
We're gonna
did
build
not-
some memories.
I did not get pit tickets to that. I was like, I don't even know if I can get that.
All right. Speaking of, hey, I'm gonna just put it on blast
and then
right
Chris
now.
told me he said I would do good in the pit down there, and I'm like, great.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah,
Oh, she would do well.
that's really
Yeah.
disturbing.
Yeah. You'd rock that out.
Well, and Brian, you want to go to Jason Isbell with us this week? Is it this
I
week?
don't even know who that is.
It's on May the 4th.
Well, do you have HBO Max?
Oh, you should
Yes.
watch that.
Yeah,
You should watch
there's
that.
a documentary that
Yes.
will
Add it
plug
to,
you into.
add it to your list of Elvis, that one, and there was something else
Elvis.
on
I gotta watch
on-
Elvis. That's true.
on
Oh, if you
HBO
haven't
Max.
watched Elvis,
What's the
man.
one with Ryan Bingham, the Steelheart?
Oh,
or
Crazy Heart.
Crazy Heart is
It's just an
on-
old movie. You may have seen it. It has Jeff Bridges in it. And it actually has Ryan Bingham in it.
Yeah.
Ryan Bingham won a Grammy and an Oscar for it's not an
such a good
Oscar
show.
performance. He only had a small role in the movie. But he won an Oscar which is kind of uncalled for, but for the music, because the music was so good, and his part in that, and the song they wrote, like the Crazy Heart song, super cool. Plus he has a small role in the
Yeah, you guys,
in the
you'll have to
movie.
check
He
it
was,
out. You'll
he
have
was
to check it
awesome.
out.
He was awesome in concert. So I mean,
Oh,
You'd really
dude.
like Jason Isbell too. He's hands down like the most heartfelt lyricist that I've heard in a long time. Like his songs will get you and right to your core. Like, and he's so good. And that was the first ticket that I was able to get back into Access. And instead of buying 2 tickets, I only bought 1. And then I had to go back in and buy 2.
And there's a reason you bought 3.
So I bought 3.
There's 3 of us.
There's 3.
So we're going to be team building. Check it out.
On Thursday.
We're going to team build on Thursday too.
May the 4th, I'm going to the KBPI birthday bash.
Then you're not going to Jason
I'm
Isbell.
not going. But
Okay, well,
maybe
you just
Carrie,
thanks.
wants to go.
Well, I invited Stephen Hauk like 3 times. So if you can get him on the phone, I've called
I'll
him.
text him.
I've texted him. I'm like, why are you not at least telling me like, no, I hate you.
Yeah.
Don't go. Don't quit calling me. Will you ask him for me why he won't answer my freaking like messages? What's his
I'll send him a
problem?
message.
Like
I don't know.
whatever, dude. Do you not like Jason Isbell or Red Rocks or the Kreklos anymore? You're just into.
Yeah.
He's on Team Paolillo now, so. He's all. I'm putting Hauk on
This
blast
took a really
again.
weird curve.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like Hauk's getting called out. Yeah.
Poor
I
Hauk.
want you to know, Steve, I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
I don't even know this woman. Who
I
is she?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Oh
We
my
just
God.
gave him a huge shout out last time for
Yeah.
Slurp, and now you're like,
well, why
oh,
won't
no.
he? Exactly. Why won't he answer my
Wait,
phone?
hey, before
Yeah.
you go on this kick that is completely like from left field, that dude's like my brother, man. I mean, come
Yeah.
on,
Well, then maybe
he's
you
awesome.
should call him. Maybe you
Seriously.
should call him.
you know.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk to your wife.
Oh,
Yeah. Maybe that's what it
Obviously.
is.
maybe he's like, who is this lady?
Maybe you were mean to him or something. I don't know.
Probably
So,
because with
yeah,
his
it's gotta be.
with his curly red hair and his awesome
Whoa.
personality.
It could
No,
go
that's
either
fine,
way.
yeah.
You know.
That's why him and I get along. We're like ginger brothers.
Ginger Brothers. Yes. Okay. Go to our next thing. Go to the thing. I saw this on social media, and it really resonated with me because of my intuition and my ability to trust it. Intuition for me has always been like just trusting your gut, knowing that you're doing the right thing at the given moment, and not like second guessing yourself. And for whatever reason, this just popped up, and it spoke to me. And I think that it's really a powerful thing, and we need to all take the time to pay more attention to it. So that was my little tidbit that I wanted to share.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
This right here, special thanks and shout out to Kevin Green over
KG!
at Keg One, formerly known as
Also
Coors.
my brother.
Yep. Yes.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
get out of
donated.
town.
Go back to the picture. He
yeah.
donated
Where'd we
that
go?
sweet
Where we at?
cooler for our kiddos' classroom basket for the auction that's coming up. That's going to be online on May 3rd through the 9th or something.
I'm just gonna
So
put
you
it
can
out there that I'm
bid.
bidding on this.
I'm bidding on this too because there's a ton of good beer in here. And then our good friend Stacy, who works for Odell, donated a bunch of shirts and swag and Odell beer. And then everybody else in the classroom was responsible for bringing in a 6-pack. This bad boy is starting out at $150 to bid on, which is a steal for all that beer plus the
Yeah,
cooler.
totally.
And like the cooler is like
Stainless.
Really
Really
it's
nice.
beautiful.
Got an opener
It's
on
got
it.
an opener. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super fun for like the summer and camping.
It's full of beer too.
It's full of beer. Yes. So these awesome people that we're connected with in the beer business gave us some really great donations.
And for that day after you sit
Drink
out
all
on
that
sit
beer?
on your porch on your patio and soak up the sun.
Oh my
you might
gosh.
need one of these.
What is that?
Yeah.
It looks gnarly. What is that? Is that a chimichanga?
This is a breakfast chimichanga from Western Omelet.
Is there eggs in there?
Oh, eggs.
Oh, yuck.
Chorizo.
Yuck.
I just love to say that.
Deliciousness.
Chorizo.
Yeah,
It's
no.
a 10-inch tortilla that they use for that bad mother. And
Yuck.
let me tell you, this
How
was
was your tummy the next day?
and it's on a bed of hash browns. That's another
Yeah,
that's
that's
layer
like-
of this
yeah.
that you don't
It's like
see. It's
Loving
sitting
on top
a,
of loving.
oh
Yeah.
my God. He
Well-
ate it for 2 days.
Well, hey, I
yeah.
had to go. I had a nail in my tire.
He did have a nail in his tire.
And it was so funny because I came home and Shannon's like, "What was in the tire?" And I was like, "Well, it was a nail." And she's like, "What kind of nail?" And I was like, "Well, it looked like a roofing nail, but."
I didn't know if there was any
At
other.
my daughter's preschool, they call this art. I mean,
literally.
And Art comes home with nails and
yeah.
golf tees and.
And special shout out to Brian Hall over at Rex Tire. He's the man.
Oh.
He hooks us up
Yeah.
all the time with our tires.
Rex Tire.
He helps our clients. He's just like a
He's
joy.
the best.
He's the best. So
we'll
awesome.
put a link
for his shop,
for his shop
Yep.
in the comments. Is that how you
I
would
can.
do it?
Yeah, I do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That sounds legit.
If you need any tire,
legit
anything tire
related.
related, they are a local shop that has been here for
a staple.
as long as I can remember. I know I'm guessing 30, maybe, and his dad ran it before him, so perhaps longer than that. Maybe,
My brother
maybe
Ryan used
50
to work for
years,
Brian. Yeah,
but
back in the day.
I mean, a local shop that is just everybody, he knows your name when you walk in the door. He's like, "Hey, Chris, how's it going?"
It's like Cheers. It's like the tire shop.
And it's not just me. As I'm sitting there and people are coming in the door, it's like, "Hey, Bob. Hey, Phil. I got those tires you ordered." Or I mean, just an honest business, great guy. Has great products that he sells. And they do an awesome job. That's Rex Tire here in Colorado Springs.
Hell yeah. Let's go to Brian's retro Nifty 50. Nifty 50. Put your bell bottoms on. Get your tie-dye out. Bring it on down.
Oh, yeah.
Bring
Check
it on
them
down.
out.
So if
those groovy gingers.
Yep.
There's 2 out of 3
Brian
gingers.
I like how the gingers.
Well, I totally strategically did that for you too. Brian's turning
So
50.
creative.
Haley, his son, is turning 20, and we're doing a double down birthday party over at their house in Highlands Ranch. So everybody's invited. If you haven't gotten an invitation, feel free to yell at me. I've tried really hard to message
Just show
everybody.
up.
Just
Do you
show
see
up.
this address?
We don't care.
Just come on down.
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah.
Bring it's
the
a
neighbor
retro,
that called the cops doesn't live there anymore.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
we're
he's
okay.
gone.
It's
Yeah,
a
we're
retro.
fine.
It's a retro theme, though, so you have to dress up appropriately and make sure that you're wearing your best '70s ABBA garb. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it'll be good. We're gonna have a good time. So I appreciate you setting it up. I didn't necessarily want to party, but when Haley and I were put together on it, like him and I had a really great conversation, and he's like, "This is gonna be so much fun.
It's gonna be a blast.
When can the beer bongs come out?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Haley. Like 1 o'clock. Like what time does the party start? Like." I'm like,
Is there a time for that? I mean, you have to. I didn't know you had to.
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't know if there's you have to wait till 4. Like, is there the sun comes over the mountain? I don't know. So
what we got going on here, B? Some new floors, huh?
Yeah,
looking
some
good.
new hardwood floors. We had this is one of our listings that's coming up.
Looking good.
It'll hit the market next week up in Aurora. These floors just got refinished and they are beautiful. So
yeah, I love that. I like the tone, the darker stain, really nice.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Our good friend Sal did these, and he is we called him. We're like, hey, we need to get these floors touched up. He sanded the whole thing down 100%.
Wow.
Restained, re-lacquered, all of that, within we called him, and he was in and out 4 days later.
Well, what's really cool about it is that this kitchen is the same. It's not the same layout as my kitchen, but we have similar cabinetry and backsplash, and granite. Like we have a real similar look to that, and we have a lighter original hardwood floor, which I think this is too. But this gives me an idea of what that would look like with a darker stain.
Looks really good.
When we come to that point, I think that'd be awesome to do that for sure. So. Speaking of darker stain here,
gross.
What is this?
Gross, it's so gnarly.
What is going on in there?
Oh my god, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I went back to the Luna Float Spa, my favorite place, with my girlfriend Crystal last week because she
what is going
she
on
wanted
in
to
there?
go back. She wanted to go check out the Salt Cave and do the Ion Detox foot bath.
Okay.
And we both did the Ion Detox foot bath. Our water looked similar. I didn't put her on blast and put her water in there. That's my nasty foot water.
I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think that.
And then
that's
after we did that, we went and sat in the infrared sauna. So you're supposed to do like the sauna after you detox your body, and it's supposed to help flush all this stuff out. It was wonderful.
I have yet to have my day at the spa.
Well,
but,
yep.
I'm
sorry.
looking forward to
Yep,
it.
I know.
sorry
It's
about
gonna
that.
be good.
Chris, maybe you and I will just go run down there.
Let's go do it. Let's do a dude's day.
A dude's
Yeah,
day.
dude's day.
You're
Dude's
gonna
day.
go. You're gonna go sit in the
It's
cave.
Dude's Day Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
That one's
fine.
kind of a stretch. You really gotta
But I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not taking
Commit.
a picture of my nasty feet draining stuff
Oh
out. Just,
no, nobody
like,
needs to see that. There's some
like,
things that just
I-
don't need to be seen.
Whatever. We can talk about it. This is
mean,
real
no,
talk.
that's-
This is real talk.
It is
It
detoxifying.
is.
Like that's
Yep, it's-
exactly.
How
It's doing what.
How
it's
about
supposed
this?
to
Look, watch this.
What?
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see if this works.
Oh my gosh, gross.
And then
oh, more information. Yuck. Go get it off. Get it off. Go over to Vicky. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about Vicky, the song that I sang this week to her that I told Brian. I was
Okay,
like,
first of all, that's not the correct lyrics.
I know. I didn't know that until Brian corrected me when I was like, guess what? I'm going to sing this song on our post about Vicky.
It's really
and
not logical. I know you guys are new besties, and that's cool.
But
we love Vicky. This
so
girl
much fun.
was a ball of sunshine. I mean, I swear, every moment that we interacted with her, she was just amazing. She was great.
The whole time throughout the transaction,
positive.
that was the song that was in my head, and I didn't know that it was Ricky. I thought it was. I
not,
literally thought it was.
Well,
Vicky.
it's not Ricky either.
I thought.
No.
What is it?
It's Mickey.
Oh,
Mickey.
Brian, you told me it was Ricky.
No, you guys are both wrong.
I thought it was Ricky. Did I say Ricky?
Yeah, you told me it was Ricky.
Well,
so I thought it was, hey, Vicky, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Vicky. And it's Mickey.
Mickey. Yeah.
Oh, well, I made my own.
She was in the little, the singer. I don't remember what the name of the band was, but
whatever.
Like
I made my own song up to my client, and that was my thing. So that was fun.
Nice.
That's love.
That was fun.
Yep.
So she crushed game. She got a cute house.
And
she used her VA benefit. Kelly Murphy over at Cross Country Mortgage crushed game on getting her to the table in 21 days.
Kelly is coming through.
Kelly's coming
Kelly
through
Murphy
for you.
Yeah. Let's put her in the link too.
Kelly Murphy.
And her NMLS number too.
I got to find that, but I certainly will. I'm happy to oblige.
That'd be great.
I'm sure Kelly would like
awesome.
that. I'm sure she would like that.
She's coming through for a lot of our clients, and she can come through for you too. So.
Yep.
For you too.
Yep. And then Jamie closed on her listing this week over on Castle Rock. So nice job to her, which was great. Few struggles aside, I think every transaction is a little bit different, especially when you're listing a property and you have to just kind of jump through hurdles. I'm not sure if this is one of those or not, but I did hear a few things, and she got it done. So really
Good
nice
for you,
job.
Jamie.
Nice
work.
job. And we love to talk about real estate and Ted Lasso.
I know. I just thought it was good. He was even Ted Lasso was giving her a good job.
Good job. Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, this one we came across this last week. Chris found it on his profile here.
Yeah, you have to be from Colorado Springs, and you must have lived here for a while,
at least 20 years,
to remember this, because this is over on Templeton Gap in Fillmore, and now it's not there. But this was from a time where this was the edge of town, and this was farmland, and some of those relics still remained, even though the city grew around it. And you would just get these really cool artistic, inspirational quotes from these people. And you'd see the donkeys, and it just was a really, right as you're in the heart of town.
It's nostalgic, Colorado Springs.
And anyone, like all my people from here, people that know, they absolutely know exactly what this is. And it's just a milestone, for our city. And it was really interesting. And what I didn't know until recently, growing up seeing this every day and whatnot. I lived not far from here.
We didn't know the story.
I didn't know the story, but it turns out that the family that owned this property, their daughter was murdered by her husband, and these were quotes from her. So just another layer, so many years later about that. It's just so.
I think it was their way to grieve. That's what I mentioned prior to.
Yeah.
Like they use the quotes to like grieve their child, and then share that with the world. And then it was always so monumental whenever we drive by and see a different quote or a different piece of art on the.
This
on
one
the
was
side.
the one that was on there the most, because they always went back to this one. So I assume that this was like a a big one for them. But it really was just a.
It's true.
And for them too,
what we do here is going to affect us in the afterlife, whatever you believe on that. And that's something that, we can have further conversations about, obviously not online, but it's true. And
it's a good reminder.
It's a good reminder.
I would love to have an art piece. We have an artist in mind who's a local and, just a good friend of ours. And we've talked about this particular landmark here in Colorado Springs, and
having them create
we were looking for a good photo of it. And I immediately, when I saw this, I sent it to him, because I do think it's a good photo, and I'm glad the donkeys are in it. And I don't know, I think he could do something with that, but it's cool.
God, we talked about a lot, and And we didn't even talk
We
about
didn't- we
Brian's
still got a couple others. Come
500,000
on.
calories.
Look
What
at
is
those.
that, Brian? Is that like a year?
Orange,
What
Orange Theory. Yeah.
is that a year's worth of work?
5 years.
5 years worth of work. So that's 100,000 calories a year that you've smacked down, and then
Orange Theory,
11,000 splat points. Is that a year too, or 5 years?
5 years. Yep,
So that's
my,
Good job, man.
2,000 splat points plus some change a year.
yeah.
Keeping
That's
it
the whole,
healthy.
trying to keep
Working
it going.
on that longevity.
Yep,
That's right.
It helps
Yeah,
keep your
gotta-
mind
Yeah, man.
right, your body right, all of that.
that.
It's
Yeah,
super
that.
important. So,
It's
Yeah.
a huge. It's a huge number. Yeah. So
and then here you go. Stress
Yeah,
has
so-
a tendency to blind you from your blessings. It's true.
I think people forget that, right? I think you forget, like, we sometimes walk through life and you get stressed out about something and you forget about all the things that are awesome in your life.
How
right?
lucky
And
we are. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think every day just keep saying thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for
yeah.
all the things. Thanks the sun came up. Thanks that I was able to open my eyes today. That's
Yeah.
huge.
And though
So-
there's going to be a day where we won't be able to anymore. We all know that.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, we had an interesting week with clients and friends and
Yeah.
real estate, and the conversations that we have with people, they're real and sometimes they're hard.
Sometimes they're not the easiest
Yeah,
conversations.
sometimes they're like I was telling you guys earlier that I had to tell some friends and clients this week that if I like one of the biggest things for me doing this job, at least what I've learned about it, is that I have to be able to sleep at night. I have to be able to know that what I'm saying to people is good advice. And that I'm doing the right thing and the best thing for people with my actions and with my advice and the things that I say each and every day. And sometimes that harsh advice is not always what people want to hear. And it's hard. So I had to come to these folks and just be like, this isn't the best of news. And I would be a terrible person if I told you anything other than that. And we were talking about their house and where it's sitting with the value today and the market analysis, and they recently purchased and how the market has just shifted just a little bit, and it's balanced to where they're not necessarily underwater, but they're not they can't make money right now if they were
purchased
to sell.
it pretty recently in the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
that's the problem, is that an investment like that does take time to mature in value, and the shorter the period of time, the harder that those figures can like balance out.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and
It wasn't
sometimes
even
those
a
are
year- it wasn't even
conversations.
It's not
a
even
year,
been a
right?
year.
Yeah, so
it's
that's
not
what I'm
even been a
saying
year.
is and that all depends on the market too, what you purchase at, how
Right.
much you pay, and all
How
of
much
those
put down.
factors.
Oh, I did a ton of
Yeah.
research on it. I had to have, I had to consult Brian with it and say, hey, am I on target here? And what was really reassuring to me when I reviewed the market analysis with these folks was they thought the same thing. They thought the same thing that with the same number that I told them, but they were using like this estimate, which I thought was interesting because that's based on an algorithm versus like the hard data.
It must be getting better.
It might be getting better.
because
Yeah,
if
I don't
it's
know.
that close,
Because they
you know?
thought the same number that I told them versus like the market analysis. And, there's a property in their area that if that one sells, that'll boost their value up quite a bit. And that's why I was like, we have to watch this one. Once this one goes, then you guys are going to be sitting in a better position.
Well,
And
end of
that
the day,
that was really interesting.
the numbers don't always make positive sense. Like the numbers are always the numbers, and they are what they are. But they don't always make sense that it's gonna be the number that you necessarily are comfortable with. And all we can do is provide all the information that we have, and then it's their choice what to do. But you're absolutely right. As far as like advising somebody to come to the table with a large sum of money just to get out of it, that's probably not going to be a good idea, and there might be a better strategy for you. So
And we had to talk about that. And like we our opinion is just that. It's an opinion. They might have somebody else that has a different opinion, and I would encourage you to at least like explore that, but ask us the questions as to why we came up to the number that we did, where we get our information from, how we get that, like how do we put that piece of the puzzle together to be able to talk to you about, where your property is worth and what it's sitting at today and what we could sell it for and what the costs are and how much you'd walk away from, like
Well,
all of that. It's not like we just pull it out of a hat.
and I'm here to tell you that Shannon's one of the best in the business to do it. She is spot on.
Yeah.
We are, she does a great job, and she uses, a
Thanks,
formula.
Grandma Sandy. Thanks,
Yeah.
Grandma Sandy.
Yeah.
Shout out.
That's
Shout out
right.
to you and your silly little spreadsheet that I was so scared
Yeah.
to use
That
like
rocks.
5 years ago.
You know
So
what?
let me piggyback two things onto what Shannon said.
Sure.
The Zestimate being as accurate as it's as close as it is right now, it's because the statistical data, it's
Okay.
under a year. I mean, it's literally I think 8-9 months old. So they know exactly what you bought it at. They know what you put down. They know all those pieces.
Right.
So like that's where you're seeing that data being super accurate. But the other part that I don't think Shannon's giving enough credit for is Shannon looked at so many properties that were like even potential to help see if there was a way to help increase their valuation of something we might have missed. And that's the difference, because think of if they would have put that house on the market and they didn't do that. The surprise of coming to a close and going, oh, by the way, you owe, $40,000.
Right.
That's not, that's not how we do business, but that doesn't mean that everyone does business that way. Right. And so, could you imagine being under contract where you can't get out of the contract as the seller and all of a sudden it doesn't appraise? You can't, you have to come to close with a bunch of other money.
Right.
Just like a horror story. And
A shot
so,
to the heart, literally.
yeah, kudos to you for
Thank you.
having that tough conversation, because I don't think enough people have that tough conversation.
No, it was hard.
Yeah, no one
And
wants to get that.
I know what their goals are and I know where they want to be
Right.
and all of that. And I said, let's strategize. Let's do some other things. And I said, you need to sit on this house for at least 2 years before you, so you can recoup some of this investment. And we're talking investment strategies for that, like maybe making it a corporate rental, maybe putting it in a long-term rental type situation. How much is the rent rate for it? So I've got property managers on the email with them and getting them quotes for rental rates and all sorts of options that I'm giving them the information saying, here, you guys make the decision. I'm just the third party, the eyes in the sky, saying, here's the bird's eye look at what I see and what you could do.
Well, and along with that information that you back it up, and essentially that's the same thing, but you have, if you're going to put a valuation on something, you have the comps and the paper trail to back that up.
Absolutely. So. I took a lot of time with that.
Yeah, the market
sure.
analysis. If people are not familiar with a market analysis, it's really the nuts and bolts of what that's the first step when we're going to list your house. Is we want to see the house, we want to go through all the upgrades, we want to do all that with you. So we're not just giving you some sort of like pie in the sky idea of what it would be worth. We're giving you real time factual data of what we would sell it at, and more importantly, what it'll appraise at.
Right.
And that part, we've had multiple listing appointments in the last couple of weeks that were just their interest rate is so phenomenal. They don't owe enough. They don't owe almost any money on it, like a couple $100,000 on some of these $600,000 and $800,000 homes, and they're keeping the house. They're realizing right now that they can subsidize buying their next house with tenants in their current house paying their rent, and then they're offsetting the cost of the high interest rates.
What a great way to build wealth and invest in yourself and then generate some residual income, hopefully at the end of the day at all of that. Have a portion of that payment on your rental go towards your new mortgage.
Well,
awesome.
And rent is it's not getting cheaper, obviously. But if you can capitalize on the fact that rent rates would pay and offset your costs on higher interest rates, this gives you a strategy to now own another property, but also get into a house that's the right size for you, right? So you're a growing family, you're a shrinking family, whatever it is, it gives you that opportunity. And you could still sell the house down the road as you start seeing these prices come back up and interest rates come back down. But in the meantime, you're offsetting your costs. This is a win-win.
Yep.
So
Well, speaking of that, we had a great meeting earlier on this week, Brian, with one of our lender partners, and we were brainstorming some ideas on how to come from contribution and like do another workshop. And we came up with IPAs and income. Where we're going to go and drink some awesome beers, hopefully IPAs. That's kind of, the prerequisite for
I'm down for that one.
the IPAs and income. I'm thinking maybe the Breckenridge Brewery because it's a central spot. That's kind of where I landed. And then
actually,
what?
if you're talking about Littleton, there's
another one?
Yeah, Jake's.
Another brewery?
No,
Do they have IPAs?
Jake's. And
do they have IPAs and food?
Oh, yeah. It's right up the road. Nothing against the Breckenridge Brewery. It's fine. But we're going to Jake's Brew Pub.
Okay, well, that's good to know. And then we were talking about when
Plus,
to do it.
don't you like, you're a fan of the name, right?
Jake's.
Yep,
that's
Jake's,
a win.
I mean, I'm like,
I had Brian
you
at
had me,
Jake's.
you had me there. Yeah, I was like,
So
okay,
be on
let's go.
the
He doesn't care how good the beer is anyway.
Be on the lookout for the flyer and the marketing for that. I'm thinking it's going to be the first weekend or around about the first weekend of June because people have graduations and school's getting out. And I want to give everybody the opportunity to kind of settle into the summertime and then talk about income and how to help build it, how to help build passive income, how to build wealth in real estate, how to generate income, whatever it is like that comes from the IPA and income conversation. We want to really be able to nurture that and have solid conversations with those of you that want to chat about that. So be on the lookout for that. It's coming soon.
Coming soon.
And it's going to be like just casual, right? So we're not doing a presentation. We're not doing.
No,
so
we're not
just,
trying to
like,
capture your information.
Yeah,
we don't want you to
hang out.
I'm not going to scan a barcode or anything fun like that.
We don't need your firstborn.
I might.
We just want to hang out with you, network, talk about life,
and real
IPAs, real estate, making money, all that cool stuff that we enjoy doing.
And then next week we have a special guest on the show. It's going to be my good friend Tracy Porter with Food Trucks Against Homelessness. So be on the lookout for that. Tracy's going to come on the show.
Bomb.
She's the bomb. She's going to talk about what she does with her nonprofit organization.
She also knows a thing or two about real estate
and she knows
income
properties as well because she manages a bunch of them. So, she's a great resource for all that. So special thanks to Tracy for coming on next week. I can't wait.
Look forward to it.
Sorry, the show's a little longer, guys, but we have lots to talk about.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, guys.